Well, hi everyone. This is Carrie back with Family eBiz, and I hope you're having a great Monday. Looks like everything got posted okay. This is one of our last ones. We've had a long series. I decided to continue the series until after tomorrow's masterclass. So I wanted to lead all the way up to tomorrow's masterclass. So today we've been talking about Energize Your Biz this spring. And we talked about a firm foundation. We talked about our number one asset is email marketing, creating products, funnels. We've talked about lead magnets, different types of lead magnets, freebies that you can offer. Today, what I want to do is take a step back and talk about your plan, your marketing plan. What is your marketing plan? I have some people in our mastermind, and I remember at the beginning, a lot of times they'd say, I've got 50 products in my store. And I go, oh, great. What are you doing to market them? Well, I put them in my store. And I'm like, yes, is anyone buying them? Just because you put something in a store does not mean that people are buying them. Now, I will say it's an added bonus for me, like when I'm not marketing a particular product and people just happen upon it in my store and they buy it. Yay, that's awesome. But you need an overall plan. So we're going to talk about two different strategies today that I have used to market my products. All right. Now, I already mentioned lead magnets. A lead magnet is a freebie that you offer. Oh, let me just say, if you are here on the live or if you're on the replay, please leave a comment and let me know if you have a certain thing that you do that really works for marketing your product. Even if your competition hears, I'm going to tell you they probably aren't going to do anything. I'm in the homeschool niche. I'm sharing all the time the things that I do in the homeschool niche. Does anyone really do any of it? Not a lot of them. They'd rather make products or they'd rather go speak at conferences, which I get. I enjoy both of those. But unless you're marketing, unless you have a plan or a system in place, you're not going to get to the next level. You have got to have some kind of proven system in place. So let's talk about what mine is. I talked about lead magnets. A lead magnet is just a freebie that you offer. So you're driving people to a blog post or you're driving people to a conference and then you offer them in the swag a freebie, some sort of lead magnet. How does this work? So what we're going to do, and I've shown this before, but I want to show a little bit different kind of thing. What we're doing here is we're taking our lead magnet and we're going to go through some steps and then we're going to send them and we're going to get them to pay. So they go from being just a visitor to a buyer. When you have someone that goes from just a visitor to a buyer in a short period of time, it could be a matter of 10 or 15 minutes, it could be a matter of less than a week, you have sort of hooked them a little bit. They have put some money where their mouth is. So that is one strategy. How does this work? All right, let's talk about this. There's several different ways. I'm just going to show a very simple way that doesn't take a lot of software and things like that. So our lead magnet, what does our lead magnet do? Let's just use another color. This tells, oh, wrong color. Our lead magnet is going to tell your readers what they need to do. And you can tell them all sorts of things, what they need to do. When I talk about raising leaders, not followers, I tell them they need to have the tools of learning and the love of learning and character foundation and teaching their kids how to think. I give them all of that. Do I tell them how to do it all? No. I may give them one little tip here and there. I save the how to my paid. That is a marketing plan. All right, that is a marketing plan. I am not just throwing out some lead magnets. I know some of you are like, no one's taking my lead magnet. Maybe your lead magnet does not solve the problem that your people have. So maybe that's something. Oh, hi. Is it Kita or Kita? I'm going to say Kita. Marketing is my weak spot. Well, I'm glad you're here. I hope you're going to come tomorrow because we're going to talk about marketing and some other things on Tuesday and Wednesday. Exact same class, Tuesday and Wednesday. But this is really important. Too often, our lead magnet gives them everything they need to know, or it gives them so much information that they think they know, and they don't see any reason to buy anything from you. This needs to be what I consider good but incomplete information. To get the complete information, they have got to come over here and they have got to put some money where their mouth is. That is what we are talking about. Now, let me back up again and say this lead magnet, first of all, you've got to figure out what your people's problem is. And whatever their problem is, you need to solve it. And you may have multiple lead magnets, but let's just start with one and get this one system, one plan working well for you before you go create more. That's what I will say. My mastermind, they're like, they keep creating products, and I get it. I love to create products. But I need to make sure that I have a lead magnet that solves the problem that my paid product solves. So let's just say we start from the end. We are going to create this paid product that solves a problem. Say, okay, in business, maybe they need to figure out how to drive traffic. I'm just going to use that. Well, let's not. Let's use something in the fitness. They need to lose weight, okay? And so your paid product shows them how to lose weight and holds them accountable. It does what it needs to do for them to be successful and have a transformation. From there, we need to go, what lead magnet would help them realize that you can give them the transformation? It needs to have to do with losing weight or dieting or whatever your process is. So you're going to tell them what to do, but you're not going to give them all the details, or you're not going to give them the accountability. One thing I think of is, let's just say it's some calorie counter. You could have some software that they have on their phone, and that could be your lead magnet, and they can keep track of all of that. Is that going to help? Are they going to lose weight just doing that? No, they've got to be consistent. They've got to have a system, and they need the how do we really use that calorie counter. So the lead magnet is a small freebie. It shows them what to do, and then it leads to the paid one. That is strategy number one. I was looking at my notes to see what I have. So there's strategy number one. Where's my eraser? Well, I had one here. I guess I'll use this. Okay, number two. Let's say you have people on your email list, or you get them from your lead magnet. You get them on your email list, and they didn't take advantage of your paid. And I should have told you, those little dots right there, between lead magnet and paid, I would be sending 1, 2, or 3 emails with some good incomplete information, and then they would land on, hey, did you know I have this product? Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing we can do is we have our lead magnet, and then we have 1 to 2 to 3 emails, or we already have them on our list, and you just start here because they're already on your list. That's the whole point of having a lead magnet. So what we want to do is we want to send them good information that's incomplete, and then here we're going to have a flash sale. And we're going to discount our product some amount. It's digital, okay? There's not a lot of overhead on a digital product. So here again, we are doing this. These emails are telling what they need to do to get success and get the transformation they need. They need your product on how to do it. So that would be another marketing plan. I use both of these. I get them in my lead. I normally send 1 or 2 emails, and then I immediately give them an offer. But when I want to generate income, or when I feel like my people aren't having transformation, I'm going to come up with 1, 2, or 3 good emails and then offer a flash sale. Here's an example. Last week in homeschooling, one of the affiliates that I promote, the name of it is Notebooking Pages. And it's something I believe in. It's something that we did. So I really believe, but I haven't really promoted her in 2 or 3 years. So what did I do? This isn't a little bit different, but I sent on Monday an email inviting them to my Facebook Live. And I talked about how you could use notebooking when you have a whole bunch of kids, because it's sort of hard to homeschool a bunch of kids. On Tuesday, I sent them another email about notebooking and said, hey, she's giving away some lifetime memberships. You could go sign up. On Wednesday, the day her sale started, I sent another information email. 11 things you need in a notebook. Hey, by the way, if you want her lifetime membership, you can save $50. So do you see, I had a system, I had a marketing plan, and it went like that. So I'm giving good information. I actually did this first one as a Facebook Live, and then I had a giveaway that she was giving. I gave more content in the email on these 11 things. The real hit was actually on Thursday. That's when I did a hard sale on them. By then, they've gotten some good information. So on Thursday, I gave them a hard sale. I gave them what it was all about and how it could help them, because the flash sale ended Friday night. And then on Friday, I sent some last minute reminders. That was sort of how it is. I told them what they need to do. I told them what they could do. But if they want like 5,000 or 10,000 notebooking pages, they could buy lifetime membership and never have to pay again. That's how this was solving the problem here. And so a lot of people took me up on it. In fact, she told me I ended up being her number 2 affiliate for that sale. And I was like, yeah, I'm going back to this because it was an easy sell. It's something I believe in my heart. I know it works. I know it solves my people's problems. And so there's a lot going into all of that, but that would be another strategy. Okay, and Keita, if you have any comments or strategies that you use, please leave a comment. If I were not doing an affiliate, I would make this sale right here a 36 or 48 hour flash sale. And one thing that I do, and I will type this in, is I actually use a timer on the web page that they are buying. And I have a link to my review of that, if I can type correctly. And that would be something that you could look at too, to really make sure that the sale comes down. That's the problem. Too often we make a sale in email and they get there and 2 weeks later the sale's still there. And so that timer, if you look at it, it shows how it all works. So my question to you is, which strategy of these 2 strategies, one is basically emails or Facebook Lives to a flash sale. The other one is lead with a few emails over here, not to a flash sale, but to some sort of sale of a product. Okay? Which one, you may not be able to do it all this week, but which one could you start working on today that would help you? All right? Do you need a lead magnet? Do you need to produce a lead magnet? Go back and watch the video that tells you about the different kinds of lead magnet. The other thing I would encourage you to do is, I did say tomorrow and the next day, I am offering a free class, 5 things you need to have or you must have to get to the next level or just to get started. We have a real blend. I actually went through a lot of results this morning, and I would say about half of the people are stuck because they can't get started. The other half are stuck because they need leads and they need to drive traffic and they're not making sales. So we got 2 groups of people. And so what I'm going to do, I will tell you, we're going to go back and start at the foundation with number 1 thing, but we are going to build and we're going to talk about marketing strategies. So you can go sign up. I think it's in the description at familyebiz.com/5 things, 5 and then the word things. So I was looking to see if there were any other questions. I'll come back and look at the replay as well. But those are just 2 marketing plans that I use. And get this, they don't break the bank. You don't have to go buy Facebook or Instagram ads or promoted pins or anything. You are just working through your email list. That's it. You are driving traffic to the lead magnet, whether that could be in a blog post, or you might go speak at a conference and offer it in the swag bag. So you are pushing people to that lead magnet, but then you are also then taking the people once they get on your email list and trying to convert them into buyers. Now there are some other ways in that timer. I mean, I have a whole course on magic of OTO, one-time offers, that you could use as well, but that is a lot more in depth. I wanted to stay with something a little simpler. So thanks for spending time with me today. I am Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. Y'all have a great day.